Hey guys, Jeff Cook here. Just had another amazing day at Jeff Cook Real Estate, and I wanted to tell you guys just a little bit about what we got going on. So we just completely revamped the entire company and the offerings that we give agents. And what I want to do is share some of that with you. Now you can find some of that on the pages here so you could download, but in addition to that, I also wanted to sort of talk to you a little bit from the bottom of my heart. So here's the deal. We set out about, 15 years ago to create an amazing real estate team. And at that point, I was a solo agent. I started back in 2003, really got going good in 2004, got laid off from corporate America, joined into real estate, and that's how I got going. Well, the idea was, as we continue to grow this thing over time, it went from 1 to 2 people, and then 2 to 4 people, and then 4 to 6 people, and then to 10 people, and then to 20 people. And today we're at about 120 to 150 people large, depending on how you do the count with agent counts and also our operations staff. So the idea is that we've hit this sort of growth mode that is absolutely massive, and we're so blessed. Last year we became the number 10 real estate team in the entire country and the number 1 real estate team in South Carolina, which is awesome. However, I felt like there was still something just a little bit more that we could do. I was like, number 10 is great, but we got to do a little bit better than that. Number 1 in the South Carolina is great, but we got to continue to press forward and continue to innovate. And that's really at the core of Jeff Cook Real Estate. Who we are the trailblazers, and also just making sure that we continue to grow and make sure that we give more and more tools for our agents. So this year we've set out to do something completely different. Now, before I tell you about that, let me tell you about the old Jeff Cook Real Estate. The old Jeff Cook Real Estate was basically the company would create all of these leads, hand those leads down to the agents, and then those agents and I would be in partnership on those people that wanted to buy or sell homes. And we create a real estate transaction. The agent would get approximately half, the company would get approximately half. That's the old model. The new model, although that model was very good and took us a long way, it was very beneficial to the agents, the new model not only includes that, but also has other offerings as well. And so what I want to do is tell you about those 3 different programs that we have. And since I've thrived so much by building a real estate team, we're now teaching our agents how to build their own real estate team within our own structure. Because I started thinking about it and I said, who else to be the best person to teach somebody how to build a real estate team other than the person that just created our real estate team? And I don't say that from an arrogant standpoint. I say that from there's a lot of knowledge that if we simply open up the playbooks and our 120 agents that we have, instead of teaching them to be team agents, what if we instead teach them to be team leaders and create teams underneath them? Not only do they succeed and thrive more, but also the company benefits as well, and everybody wins in that situation. So anybody now that wants to create a real estate team now has the ability to create that within our structure, use our systems and also our conversion techniques and our presentations, and also how to teach their team agents to go out and sell homes, and then they split in the commissions together. It's empowering all of our agents to be able to become more successful and be a team leader, but still have that safety net of our real estate company underneath them. And if they need leads and still want to partner with us in that, we have that program too. So without further ado, let's jump right in. I'm going to tell you just a little bit more about how it works. So the first sheet that I want to reference is called the JCRE Agent Structure. And I want to start right down the very middle, the one that's called JCRE Core Agent. Now, when somebody comes to our company, I mentioned earlier, instead of starting them at a 50-50 type of split, we're now starting all of our agents off at a 70% split. Now, all of our programs lead to 100%, which is really cool. What that means is if you make a $10,000 commission, you can potentially get $10,000 back. And I want to tell you how we achieved that. The first thing is that whenever you start at a 70% deal. And after about roughly 6 to 8 transactions, you then move to 80%. And then after roughly another 8 or so transactions, you move to 100%. And that, as you can notice, is there in the core agent. Whenever an agent pays in what's called $25,000 towards their cap, they don't pay the company any more money that year as part of company dollar. Now, if you notice right beside core agent off to the left, that is the exact same thing. However, core agent is now where you have the ability to grow your own real estate team, where your cap would be $25,000. However, your agents that join underneath you, they only have a $15,000 cap. And the benefit in that is that if they do a transaction, they're giving you part of the money, but also they get to keep part of the money, which helps you pay your cap faster, and they have a reduced cap to get to that point faster. Now, sometimes people ask, what is a cap? What does that even mean? Some of you guys that are familiar with it, some of you are not. What a cap means is that after you pay in a certain amount of money to a real estate company, you don't pay the company any more money that year. And we've established our cap at $25,000. Whether you are in the middle at core or whether you're in the middle as expansion, then what that means is that your cap, the maximum that you can pay into company dollar is $25,000. Okay? Now this is what's called self-generated deals, meaning that you found the business, it's your aunt, it's your cousin, it's an investor, it's somebody you know. Just below both the core and expansion model, you notice there's referral leads. We have that as called the Expand Your Reach program. If you're interested in using, we have approximately 40,000 leads in every one of our offices, which sounds like a very high number, and it is. We've spent a small fortune generating those leads. Remember, up until this point, that was our only model, was lead generation for our agents. We are continuing that program as well. And as an add-on to the core and expansion, we have referral leads for expanding your reach, which means that if you want to work one of our 40,000 leads that we have as a buyer or a seller transaction, whenever you close that lead, you simply pay a referral fee. Referral fees are very common in real estate. Let's say you have a friend in another city that sends you a person that wants to buy a home here in Charleston or in Columbia or Greenville or anywhere here in the Carolinas. They relocate here to the area. And then the idea is that whenever that deal closes, you pay a referral fee to the person that ultimately sent it to you. Well, our new model is that whenever we give our agents real estate deals, they would pay the company a referral fee for referring that lead to them, if you will. And then you have your company dollar pay-in, which is where the cap comes in above. So to be very clear, at the core agent and expansion agent model, you have the ability to add on and do your referrals at any point in time if you so desire. However, you're not required to do referral unless you just so want to. All right, and then in addition to that, we have a third program on the right called the Express Agent. This is for an agent that may have their own business, may not really want to come to the office as much, maybe doesn't want to have a direct sales manager, maybe doesn't need presentations, maybe doesn't want to have an office, or maybe doesn't care about office camaraderie. Express Agent is where you would want to be. And as you can see, there's 4 different offerings there, most of which include 100% commission splits. So the idea is that Jeff Cook Real Estate is becoming a company that allows you to build your own brand. If you want to build your own team and ultimately achieve 100% commission models and to be able to teach other people underneath you to help them succeed. I don't know many companies that would offer that, and I don't know any company that would offer that and give you access to 40,000 leads. That's what sets Jeff Cook Real Estate apart. The second thing that I want to go over with you is what specifically you get. It's called the JCRE offerings. And if you notice, again, the same items, the expansion, the core, and the express agent, it goes through line by line by line and tells you exactly what you get under each model. And if you have questions about some of those things, I encourage you just to fill the form out below. We'll give you a call as a confidential interview to discuss with you what starting in real estate looks like, or what transitioning over to our company from another company may look like, and we'll go through each of these things in a lot greater detail about what you may potentially get. Okay, so we'll go through that. Now, I do want to point out one thing. Look at the very bottom. It says basic services for all. No matter whether you're an expansion, core, or express, basic services for all are included in all 3 of those programs. Where it really differentiates is the checkboxes that are in the middle of the page. And the last thing that I wanted to show you is what's called the old versus new. Now, old versus new is simply showing where in the first sort of 4 programs there, we have what's called the transaction number. Let's look at 16, for example, where it says 9 team buy, 5 team list, 2 personal, and of those 2 personals, one of them are buy and list. What that means is that an agent came to our team and 14 of the 16 transactions they did came from our real estate company. We referred them to them, and 2 of those were personal deals they found on their own. Now, I want to draw your attention to the right where it says the new system versus the old system. You see the new system, the agent makes $51,000. On the old system, the agent only made $49,000. Now, scroll down to where it says 36 under that same section. On the new system, the agent makes $137,000. On the old system, the agent makes $125,000. To put this in perspective, about a quarter of our agents eclipse $100,000 per year, and this coming year, because of our new structure, they're going to make approximately $10,000 more selling the same number of homes as they did last year. Our average agent does what's up top. Now, let's go down to the middle of the page. Let's say, for example, that you only want to do buy team only or list team only. That means that you're only using company deals. You're finding no deals of your own. The cool part about Jeff Cook Real Estate is you can utilize our 40,000 leads to do as many transactions as you want that were referred from the company. And then at the very bottom, if you notice, it says personal buy and personal list only. Now, this is where the really big difference is. For example, if you look at 36 buy only, it shows that the agent makes $257,000. Now, keep in mind, this means that you marketed to find the lead and you advertise the listing, so there are some expenses involved in that, whereas when you use our leads, we handle all of the expenses. All right, that's why a lot of our agents do a combination of both, some of which they find, and then they fill in the gaps with some of which we find. However, if you're interested in going at it alone, just using our company name, again, the max that you ever pay in is $25,000. And because that now caps, you never pay in more than that. So as an example of that, look at 36 buy only. On the old program, you only made $187,000 compared to $257,000. That's a big jump for the agent. On the listing side, if you notice, it goes from $117,000 to almost doubling, going to $257,000. That's a really big increase. So because of our new programs and capping model, the agents can make significantly more money, and they know the max I'll ever pay into the company is $25,000. Now, why do we make these changes? I just want to reiterate that. There's a big advantage to the agents whenever you are building your brand. So deals close out in your name, you build your brand underneath our structure and our umbrella. The cool part is you have a safety net for you to go out and test, hire an agent, buy some leads, and if that works beautifully for you, great. You're on the capping program that you never pay in more than a certain amount of money. If that doesn't work for you, or you don't know anybody or don't have a sphere of influence, then great. You have our leads that you can fall back on our referral model. It's almost like you're getting the best of both worlds. And as I said before, if you're interviewing real estate companies, I don't know of any company out there that will let you create your own brand, give you leads, as well as give you access to 40,000 leads on day one, all while building a team underneath you if you so desire. I've never seen that exist in real estate before, and we are creating that model, and we will teach you exactly how to do it. If you don't mind, I would love to personally meet you. Feel free to fill this form out. We will give you a call and talk you through exactly what your next steps are and figure out where in this model do you fit based on your expertise and strategy and how many people you know and what you're wanting to achieve in real estate. It doesn't matter if you're full-time or part-time, we just want to talk to you if you're interested in real estate. We're happy to chat and have a personal conversation with you that's completely confidential. I'm Jeff Cook. Thank you so much for listening in. We'll look forward to seeing you at the top or from the top. Have a great day.